Qwen 3.5 just dropped a new model, and this is outperforming many of some of the most powerful models in the world directly on the benchmarks. You can see how it performs versus other models, for example, previous versions of Qwen, and also how it performs versus Claude Opus 4.5, right? And even Gemini 3.0 Pro. So you can see how it performs on the benchmarks in terms of the purple. So this is the purple for Qwen 3.5, and you see it outperforming on many benchmarks right here. So if you want to get started with installing this, you can copy this command, and then you are going to go over to the terminal here, set up a new window, and then from here you can start running this, right? Now you want to make sure you have Olama installed, which you can get for free here. Then you just go to models, go over to Qwen 3.5, and then on Qwen 3.5 you can choose which model you want to use. Now you can even use this, for example, inside Claude Code, OpenClaw, OpenCode, etc., as you can see. And you can run this inside LM Studio as well, right? So inside LM Studio, you can see it right here. Now, some people will be asking, like, can you need like a lot of RAM to run this? If you run the 9B version or even like lower versions of this, then you can take smaller models and run them on even more lightweight versions, right? So for example, here you can see that 0.8B is available. That's just 1 GB large, and people are running it on an iPhone 17 Pro. So that's how all this is. Qwen actually beats models like 4 times the size, which is pretty crazy. And you can see an example of it running. Also, you can see here it's got Vision available, right? Which means that you can use the Vision version, and it can, like, for example, process image inputs as well. Which is pretty crazy. It is a thinking model, so it takes about 11 seconds to respond on the 9B version. Obviously, it'd be even faster to respond if you choose a more lightweight version like the 8B or the 1 GB model as well. So if we go down here, you can see that we've got a 0.8 version like this, and then we can start using it from there. So you can run it inside 2 different ways, inside Olama or inside LM Studio. Honestly, I actually prefer the UI of LM Studio, but if you want to run this inside Olama, you can do the same. Just search for the model inside the chat here. So we can type in Qwen like this. There's also a cloud version. So even if you don't have the power to run it, you can run it via the cloud as well. You can select which model you want to use, right, directly here. Now, if we go to the downloads, we've got this at 29%. So that's taking a little while to download, but it is only 1 GB. And then you've got a bunch of other models as well that you can use here. These are all different versions of Qwen that have been updated just a few hours ago. So it's pretty amazing that you can run this locally. You've got the power of something, right up there with other AI models, but it's super lightweight and you can use it. So let's test it out now for something like coding. So if we say, okay, build an SEO calculator, and it would begin to plan out how to build it, and then we can go from there. MG says, Julian, what's the best AI agent to do estimating for me for construction and that sort of thing? I think honestly, if you're going to pick any of these models, I'd still go with the most powerful in the world, called Open 4.6. And then, of course, if it's helping you with stuff like that, like you want to double check the results, and always sanity check it first. But yeah, I would go with something. So you can see it's now coded out the calculator, and this is just running completely for free locally with Qwen. Bear in mind, LM Studio and Olama are free tiers. If you actually just want to go straight to the cloud version, you can go to chat.qwen.ai, and then you can build our projects directly here. So, for example, previously with Qwen 3.5, we built out a lead magnet, which you can see on the right-hand side, and it was coded pretty nicely. It looks pretty good. And then we even, for example, created this website with like an animated background, and that's looking pretty nice too. So let's check out the results from LM Studio. We've got the reply back here. It's actually pretty fast to reply, which is awesome. Yeah, works perfectly. So that's pretty cool. I mean, like, you could be on an airplane, you just use like one of the best AIs in the world if you wanted to. You could be traveling locally or whatever, no internet, you're good to go, and you can still do your work offline using that AI, which is pretty amazing. And then you can also use it inside Qwen, so chat.qwen.ai, directly on the internet, and this is free as well. And then when you code with this, you kind of get like an agent set up where you can preview anything you build on the other side of the camera. So either way, looking really good. Use Olama Studio, you can use the chat directly online, and it's all pretty easy to see. So you can actually run this as well with something like Claude Code. So if we copy the command once we've got it installed, and then we'll open up a terminal here, paste it in. Now we have Qwen 3.5 running with Claude Code directly inside there for free as well. Not only that, but you can see in the chat that we've also got this running on OpenClaw. So you can run this on your favorite AI agents as well. So I set it up here, as you can see. Then we said what API are you using, and it said I'm running Olama with the Qwen 3.5 model on your Mac Studio, and you get to go on that, right? So you can run it locally with AI agents as well. So let's talk about this. So what is Qwen? Qwen is an AI model made by Alibaba, a huge Chinese tech company. It's basically like Amazon, but in China. They released Qwen 3.5B 9B, and the 9B stands for billion, right? So this stands for billion, and then you might be thinking, okay, why is Quen 3.59B special? Because in tests, it beats or matches models 3 to 4 times the size, right? So it's great at writing, great at coding, good at maths, speaks 29 languages, and it's only about 6 gigabytes to store. Now, how do you actually use these models? So you can use Olama, like you just go to olama.com, download it, install like any normal app, open your terminal, and then run these commands. And then some example use cases. So, for example, like you could create a content generator. You can generate like proposal builders for your agency. We actually have a 30-day plan if you want to really master this stuff inside the AI offboarding. Comes with daily prompts you can use with this new model to really master it and just implement it inside your business and build all sorts of cool stuff like automating email sequences or building competitive research tools and stuff like that. And so let's talk about some beliefs you probably need to change now to really win with this stuff, right? Because this is what holds people back from using it. So some people think like, local AI models are just for programmers, or I don't know how to code, or this is for me. Really, like, you're the director, the model's a developer, and you can just describe it out. Like setting this up, it's just one quick terminal. If you want to set it up, literally all you do is you install Alarm via your terminal and then run this inside the terminal. And that's you good to know. So it's like two terminal commands, copy and paste, you good to go. Other people say, well, isn't cloud AI better? Why would I go with local? Honestly, like this performs at a level that's comparable to leading cloud models on coding benchmarks. So the difference here is that you can run it for free. So there's no API costs, there's no usage caps either. And for agentic coding tasks like building tools, write scripts, etc., local models are now as well. So let's talk about the way versus the new way as well. Before you'd be paying for subscriptions, now you can run your own model with zero ongoing costs and no usage limits. Before you'd be like waiting for a developer to build tools for you, now you can describe what you want and watch the AI do in minutes, like you've seen today with the SEO calculator example.